characters were believable characters that would live in a small town. It was believable stories of people that would fall in love. It was how somebody would look coming back from prison, wanting to make something of her life while she's, forgiving herself and kind of moving forward. And
Hi, everyone. I'm Cade.
And I'm Kit.
And we're real people.
Doing real reviews, doing a bonus episode.
Yes.
We were invited.
We were invited to a premiere of the movie.
Reminders of Him.
Yes.
Which is an adaptation from a fabulous author who is certainly like making her way through Hollywood, which is amazing.
Colleen Hoover.
Colleen Hoover, and she was with handful of films. I won't go through them, but she is doing really well, and we've been kind of watching her and what the adaptations are like leading into.
Yes,
which is very cool. I know you were happy with this genre because it's
it's a love story.
It's a love story from a small town.
Yeah,
and it's Canadian. Oh my gosh, shot in Alberta, Canada. Gorgeous scenery. We have been to many of these little small towns.
Yeah, we've been to some of these places.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Which is fun to see.
Yeah.
Always. People we know actually
in the film all over the place. Yeah. We're like, we know her. We know all those background actors. Look at that. Yeah. And we got to, at the screening as well, they invited lots of the local industry to come and see it. So we were seeing grips and gaffers and PAs and like people all over the place. So it's so cool to see that Alberta really shows up for its people and celebrates when a great piece of cinema is made. And so, thank you to Universal and to Cineplex for inviting us to be a part of that experience and allow us to bring people with us so that we could share in the cinema, which is something that we think is kind of missing, that people need to be at the theater when cinema's made. That's how it's shot. It's how it's meant to be watched, is on a large screen. So, okay. Now, it's a bit of a debate when it comes to critics and the audience, which...
So, and I mean, I think we... I don't know. We haven't talked it out, but I feel like we have kind of a mixed review.
We do.
On it.
Yeah.
Which is why I kind of pulled up just to see how the movie's doing. And so it is 56% on the Tomatometer.
That's the critics.
And then at 89% on the Popcornmeter.
So that's the traditional audience. And it's always intriguing when things like this happen for me, because I'm like, this is why we are critics, because we're like, we appreciate the popcorn, we appreciate the show, we appreciate the entertainment. We love a good storyline. We love when people are creating great cinema. And then with critics, I think that they're looking for some depth or nods or odes or history.
Some sort of deeper meaning where this story is very on the nose.
Yes.
Light. Well, I don't necessarily know light, but like I would say like it wasn't hard for me to follow along with the storyline.
No.
And I think if like an easygoing movie, I don't know.
Easy watching,
because the actual content's not easy.
Yeah. And
that's what I was trying to describe. I was like, well, like not even easy to watch, but like,
how
would you say that? Like, it's just not a light movie, but like, I'm not confused.
Yeah, I think it's light and lovely. Light and lovely. I mean,
it has a lovely ending.
Do you think so? I mean, here's the debates, right? And so here's the story. The plot of the story is that a woman is very much in love. They're going to get married, both from a very small town. He hits on her while she's working at a dollar store, and they kind of evolve their love story. His best friend is a professional athlete. They grew up together, but he's not around that much. Yeah. They fall in love very, very quickly. It's his birthday, and she and I'm going to go through the storyline quite quickly because I want to talk more about the debate. And so she They have cake at the parents. The best friend doesn't show up. She wants to like be like, okay, well,
I'm gonna make this special.
We're gonna do a special day. They go to their like spot on the lake to like make that happen, and they decide to have a little something that would make them a little inebriated, a little treat, and she they're driving and they're in love and they're like tickling and teasing each other and like going back into town, and they're in an accident, and she checks his arm. The accident's quite bad, and she's trying to wave people down on the highway. She just keeps walking and trying to wave people down. Nobody stops. She believes that he had passed away because she had tested his pulse and didn't feel anything. However, that arm was
we find later that it was crushed.
Yeah,
so he was still alive.
She didn't know, and she was trying to get help the whole time, and then she passes out, and so she's accused of murder and for being under the influence, and because she's so in her devastation, in her loss of the love of her life, that she's like, they should give me more time. Like, it's all my fault. Like, I shouldn't, and
so she goes to prison. And while in prison, she has a baby.
She discovers that she's pregnant.
Yeah.
And then has the baby.
The baby's with his parents.
Yep.
And then the story really begins when she's released.
Yeah.
And she goes back to the town because she wants to see her child.
As you would. And there has been no photos, no contact, no nothing, no conversation. Just they took the baby, and there was no days for the mom to be with the baby because it was a little bit preemie. And
we got to speed through the story.
And then they get to because of the best friend like disconnect. His guilt leans into really helping the parents help raise this little daughter, and so while she's getting a job because she wants to see the daughter, she meets him, and then their love story kind of grows from there.
They fall in love. He helps her.
Yeah.
They kind of all grow through the grief.
Yeah.
And then finally they all agree kind of towards the end. Some things happen, fight back and forth.
Yep.
And then she gets to see her child at the end of the movie.
Yes, and be a part of that life, and with the family. And it came because she used to write letters to her deceased fiance on, because she missed him, and so she would write these letters. So she wrote about the day of the accident, and the boyfriend, the new boyfriend, brought that book to the parents to be like, she was not at fault, and because of her grief, of course, she pled guilty. She was feeling guilty, and so everybody kind of forgives and moves on. How beautiful. Here's where
Okay.
Here's the thing. While they're like meeting each other and having their little like the romance is growing and the flirtation is growing, he's like occasionally, now he's fully helping take care of her daughter, occasionally showing her a video, showing her a picture, showing her like, to stay out of their lives. Like, they have gone through a lot. They're not fully healed. The mom went through it. Like, and so and the parents are like, do we do a restraining order so she can't be around the daughter? Yeah. Like, it's like quite tumultuous, but they're having this like flirtation, and he's like secretly hiring her so she can make some more money and things like that. And I'm like, and she's just very gracious, like this female character. She's like, like, I'm just going to take what I can, and as long as I can kind of work towards it. And
you know what I think it is? And this is probably real take here, is I think that this movie's kind of staying into like Hallmark kind of version of the movie, where you would like some like more.
I wanted to see her manipulate him so that she gets the daughter. I would have liked to see her be like
more tears.
She seduces him, and then he's convinced like, oh my gosh, she won me over, and then she gets close to the daughter, and then she like kidnaps the daughter, leaves. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would rather. I think that's more my storyline.
Like, something in that storyline. But I think that's probably why it's like just kind of like a wholesome story that has like some comedic parts in it to kind of like, I guess, break up the tone of what's going on, as well as then it talks about kind of the grief and it coming out in different ways in everybody involved. But it's all very lighthearted, like surfacey, palatable,
shallow,
shallow,
like a puddle.
In that regard. But like, I mean, storyline made sense.
Yeah.
Beautiful, kind of the way it was shot.
Oh my gosh.
And like,
we were like really proud because so often when we watch Canadian cinema, just critics' take, it's hollow. It's shot too far away. They don't shoot it intimately enough that you care and know the characters. It's not. They put too much space and a lot of times it's theatrically acted. It's overacted. Where this one was not. The characters were believable characters that would live in a small town. It was believable stories of people that would fall in love. It was how somebody would look coming back from prison, wanting to make something of her life while she's, forgiving herself and kind of moving forward. And so lots of it was like really great. There's a woman who hires her as a bagger at the grocery store, and you're like, like we've met characters like this before. It is kind of warm. That was shot in Bride Creek at that little grocery store, I think.
Yeah,
and so cute. I was there the other day, and so there's lots that's really like, oh, I love that this is like, grief and redemption and forgiveness, and in a way that you're like, it's tough, but they are progressively getting better and better and better. And the more that you uncover about the best friend, you see how much he loves his daughter, how much he regrets not spending more time with his friend, and now falling for this woman and believing her.
She does a really great job acting too. She like holds it together.
She carries the movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Top to bottom. Yeah, and she actually, because she is so consistent in the way that she portrays her character, which is somebody who's like somebody trying to do their best, that when characters come in that are comedic or tough or whatever, it's all against like her balance. Like she really is like the heartbeat of like her storyline, her heartbeat through it makes the surrounding stories matter more. And so brava to you, lead character, because that's why I liked this movie. And
she did very believable.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, even right down to her physique. Like everything about her was like, I've met this girl at a small town before. I've met somebody with her hair like this, with scrunchy, with all of it. Yeah, it's just really, sweet.
Yeah. It was a sweet movie, as well as there was something that you were quite excited about when we were watching the credits at the end of the movie.
Okay, so I do something at the end. I was like, going to know a little bit about Kit. I count how many credits go by before I see a female name, and so often when I'm watching a movie, especially with blockbusters, sometimes 20 names will go by before I'll see like a female name, and it's a cast member or makeup artist, something like that. The first 5 credits were producer and director, all female, which I have never experienced that in a theater before myself. Now that might exist in movies. I haven't watched every single movie on earth, but it was the first time sitting in a theater, in the last year, where the first 5 all female. I was like, my God. And I started to cry. I was like, that's the first time I've ever experienced that in real life, in real time, that I saw this beautiful piece of cinema from this, author that's getting so much notoriety, and for it to be shot in Canada, which we're so, proud of that. And it's done so well. And then for it to be female producers and director, I was blown away. And I think that's potentially why this lead female character was so like enjoyable to watch, and potentially she was supported in a different way. But I did really enjoy her, because I don't typically lean into any type of romantic movie. It's tough for me to like care.
Yeah.
I struggle with caring about it. Even with this movie, I was like, this would have been better if they were friends and she manipulated it and they got over it. I feel like.
I mean, like most of the movie, character wise, outside of the best friend that she falls in love with, and then the father, is kind of like a full kind of female cast. Kind of roles. Through it, which is also kind of cool. From that perspective. Did you cry in the movie?
I did. I cried in the movie. I cried at the credits because, again, it was the first time I had seen that, and I cried.
She doesn't normally cry.
Yeah, no, not a leaker. Not.
I'm the crier.
I'm like.
I didn't cry though.
I did. I think the moment that I was crying was when she was like, she's in anguish. She realizes that, the way that things are kind of being determined around the narrative around murder, that like the accident, that if she interjected herself as much as she wanted as a mother to be a part of the daughter's life, that she would ruin everything. And that the daughter has a very stable, loving home, and with people who care about her, she's very well supported, financially super supported, really great. And so in anguish, she's like packing the home, and she's packing it, and then the grandmother knocks on the door, and she had read like what she had written, and it's just this moment where I like really believed how destroyed this woman was, where she was just of course I'm like, there was this one moment where it was so awful and I loved it and I cried, but I was like but it was how it was played that I was like, gosh, she like for the betterment of her child, she's choosing to leave. And I was like, and I was really touched on how it was played. And then, again, it played in a lovely Hallmarky way, past that, which I wouldn't have done. I would have like let her continue with that anguish, if it were me. But I did cry at that, because I'm like, I believe that she feels that. And that's it's tough for me to believe characters. And so yeah, I cared. Yeah. And then I was in the end, when she's like explaining to the daughter, which is an impossible scenario. The grandparents invite her over to meet her daughter. She didn't tell the daughter that it was her mom.
Right.
Nobody really knew how to handle it, which I was like, also believable. Yeah. How do you handle it? Do you tell her in advance and you do it really scheduled, which seems like the characters would do that? But
well, I mean, like even writing it in kind of earlier in the movie, like they said that like she's not around because she needs a bigger car.
Yeah, your mom's not here. Her car's too small.
Yeah,
she doesn't know how to handle it. Like, so they just invite her over, and they're like, let's just kind of like be kind and see what happens. And and then they're like in the kitchen talking, and it's like this grandma being like, I am in so much pain. I lost my son, and I know you loved him, and I have blamed you this whole time while raising my grandkid, but let's try. I welled up at that part too. Just believable in the moment where like these two women didn't know. Okay. Yeah, I cried twice. Yeah, and then the credits.
I think for me, the lead female actor was kind of the only believable character. The acting was good all the way through. I think everybody else wasn't terrible, but like also was kind of like they were just, I don't know if it was because her acting was so good.
That's true. Yeah, like
you know what I mean?
They were like filler characters.
They could have been anybody. You know what I mean? Like I think.
Yep.
Actually, like I don't think after watching the movie there'd be anyone else that I'd say could play that role.
Jennifer Lawrence,
I mean?
maybe. Jennifer Lawrence. I would say she's akin to that type of acting where you're like, because if you've ever seen Jennifer Lawrence in Winter's Bone, that film, I'm like, yeah, it's raw and tangible, and so, but yeah, I would say her. It's specific.
It's so good, yeah.
Yeah.
What do we rate the movie?
So, I was leaning towards a 4.
Yeah.
And I always want to go lower when it's rom-commy, and like a 3.5, which would put me in the middle of the critics and the popcorn. But I was leaning towards 4 because I was like, I would recommend it. I would watch it again. I appreciated the way it was filmed. I loved that it was Canadian, and and obviously just to support those credits that I saw after. And so, but as a storyline, even though it's not what I would want in a film, I feel like believable characters manipulate more, or they are more intelligent. They're not light. I don't think people are light. And as much as I would want that, so many people that have seen this with us are like, oh, greatest movie of the year. And I'm like, I kind of get it, because it wasn't, as much as it wasn't Hallmark, like bring a cowboy home for Christmas. It was like, it's something that I would enjoy as a rom-com.
For sure. Yeah. I think I'm going to bring it down to a 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5.
For those kinds of same reasons.
Yeah, because
like it's
the surrounding character could have done a little more.
They could have done better. It's a good movie. I get it. Like it's like a feel good.
Yeah.
There's some tear jerky moments, but was it movie of the year. No, but loved it.
Yeah.
So that's why I think a 3.5.
3.5, yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
And which is, if you've
Great.
seen, that's high for us. Like, we have
and
to really like something.
I didn't take a nap.
No. And
which
you were
is
a little
also
under
good.
The weather that day too, so you could have just,
Blamed
let it go.
Blamed it on the NyQuil.
Yeah, but no, it was good. So if you haven't gone to see it, it is still playing in theater as reminders of him. And if you're in Canada, it's playing at Cineplex.
Canadian shot film.
Yeah. And
Canadian crews.
Yes.
Canadian people.
Yeah, lots of Canadian actors and just really well executed.
Very good movie.
And excited to see more from Colleen Hoover and what she's written and how it gets interpreted in the future.
Yeah.
Bye
guys.